they're supposed to have the spec building worked out finally.
Well, somebody jumped the gun putting that out.
Who did that?
We'll discuss that.
Is that Joey?
We're on YouTube.
Okay, well, that's what I heard. Or not necessarily him, but whoever manages his social media or whatever.
Let's see, okay, right on minutes.
Are we live?
We are live.
I don't see anything take minutes on.
Who's the secretary?
That would be Chris Pitts.
That's me.
Oh, yeah. I think what you're looking for is right here.
Okay.
There's the
Okay.
Alright.
notepad.
Okay.
There's the sign sheet. Get my own pen. I don't want to share with any of you infected people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Tony Nichols had COVID again. He still sick. He had to go back to the doctor today to try to get some.
I think if I catch it again, I could be out of my mind. The first time I caught it, I thought I was dying.
I've had the vaccination with 2 rounds, then the booster, but I'm gonna wait until hopefully they get a better booster, maybe this fall, I guess. I'm gonna, if we vaccinate all the cattle, I might as well vaccinate myself. You know.
Yeah.
Some guy called me a week or so ago about the stickers and all that, and I just said, well, I mean, we can't keep going the way we're going, something's got to change up there.
Gotta do something.
Right,
Yeah.
Gotta do something today. It's just getting more and more expensive.
right.
And I'll tell you, I'm right off. I got tied up with my doctors. I didn't make phone calls to either convenience centers. So those convenience center questions are still outstanding.
Okay, I guess we need an open meeting. Everybody's here on live. July 26, 22, Houston County Solid Waste Committee meeting. Apologize if you can't understand, I gotta wear a mask. Start out on our agenda, the inspection. That's this
Yeah,
sheet right here.
Yeah, this is, for those of y'all that haven't seen it, this is one of those things that we haven't been real proud of.
Are all these violations, or are they just
No.
inspection sheet?
The NVO, that
Mhm.
first check box there, NVO means no violation observed.
Okay.
This is, I believe this is probably the cleanest inspection that Houston County has ever had as far as our solid waste facility.
Unsatisfactory litter control, I guess that's the,
If you look
Trash
down there at
blowing
number
around.
14, the trash that blows around, guess what?
yeah.
It's never gonna be 100% picked.
So this is improvement over the previous inspection. But there's
Yes,
still
sir.
violations.
That's the only deficit in here.
That's the
It's number
only
14.
one.
Right.
Yeah,
And they usually have to find something there.
gotta find something.
That's
They're
their job.
justify coming back, so they can continue to get paid.
They got to justify their
That's
existence.
just bureaucracy.
Yeah. That's excellent, James.
I was up there the other day, and everything looked good, and I just thought maybe they need just a daily checkoff sheet.
Right. Pick up the trash, do
Pick
this.
up trash. And I used the restroom. Could we go to like DNC and get a big hand soap dispenser we could mount on the wall? It'd be cleaner. I mean, they got soap, it's clean, but you know how bar soap is, a lot of greasy handed people.
Right.
It'd just be cleaner here. Just have us,
Some hand cleaner, pump soap with some pumice in it or something.
right, just make sure machine's undercover, restroom's clean, bathroom sink's clean,
I will talk
Just-
to Keith about,
nothing, you know, I'm not trying to pick on anybody.
it's,
If citizen needs to go in that restroom, it needs to be clean.
it's an evolving process.
Right.
I mean, it was a disaster for a long time, you know, but at least now we have good personnel out there and we have enough people out there that we're not breaking labor laws.
Right.
Because before, I mean, you can't send somebody out there to work a 10-hour day from 8 in the morning until 6 in the evening and not give them a lunch break or 2 15-minute breaks and whatever. And that was going on for years. So,
That's the only thing I really saw. And
there's still a few little things. In fact, Tosha was in town. They came to Houston County the other day, and they did an inspection out there too. They found just a few little things. We've got extension cord running through a wall that goes to the diesel pump.
Right.
We need to put it in some conduit. I'll probably have that done by the end of the week. The light in the restroom runs through a wall. It's just like an extension cord, like a plug that goes through the wall and plugs inside the office. That needs to be in some kind of conduit.
Right.
So there's just a couple of little things that they kind of nitpicked on, but overall,
Say yes, sir, go on.
TOSHA, good inspection from the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. Contrary to popular belief, the dump is not a dump anymore. The dump is truly a convenience center.
And just for the record, I was out there the other day and saw the pavement and all of the surrounding area. It looked great. It really did.
I tried to get a hold of our sales rep from Waste Quip. Our compactor was scheduled to ship out today. I tried to call him to get an update. I'm hoping he was out loading it on the truck, and that's why he didn't answer my call.
Right.
But hopefully it's on its way. Pre-crusher. I talked to Lance a little bit about our pre-crusher. We have the money allocated to purchase a pre-crusher. We've talked about what a pre-crusher is, right?
Right.
We understand that. The pre-crusher has to run on three-phase power. It's set up to run on three-phase. We can use a phase converter that converts single-phase power to three-phase. The company that the manufacturer of the pre-crusher likes to use, they're backed up until the first quarter of 2023.
Okay.
So we're talking 6 months to get the phase converter for the pre-crusher.
Okay.
If you ordered it today.
If we ordered it today. The three-phase power, the original price I got from Meriwether Lewis to run three-phase power from Campground Road to the convenience center was $300,000.
Right.
It came up in more discussion. Cass Rye mentioned it to somebody, and they sent somebody out, and they actually checked the poles and everything. A more accurate estimate, and now they've come back and said they think they can do it for $150,000. Because not all of it, they just figured, the distance from here to there, replacing every pole, running the three-phase, $300,000. When they went back and looked, the poles, they don't have to replace all the poles. Most of the poles are in good shape and will handle the three-phase. Well, I found that out. Well, then, one of the times we were showing the spec building, somebody from Meriwether Lewis said, get with the commissioners, look at your budget, and find out what you can pay over time, and they might be able to work with us on that $150,000, so we can pay it out over 4 or 5 years instead of all up front. So I think we need to go ahead and order the pre-crusher, because we might be able to find another supplier for the phase converter and be able to get it in operation. But I think we also need to look at that three-phase power.
What's the cost of the phase converter?
The phase converter is about $7,000 to $10,000. Most of them are under $10,000. And it's
It's not bad.
it's not bad.
But it doesn't work as good as,
Yeah.
Well, I think it'll. I don't know. I'm not an electrical engineer.
Because what's just gonna be used that phase converter might
Miss-
not, hold.
Mr. Stephen Black is y'all know Stephen Black. He comes to a lot of the
Right.
meetings and everything. Well, he's some kind of an electrical engineer or something. He understands way more about this kind of stuff than I do. He said that it would probably work just fine and it would probably work for years just fine. And we may not get all of the crushing ability and all of the compaction ability out of it that we would with it hooked up straight to three-phase power. But again, I think we need to go ahead and order that pre-crusher.
Agreed.
Just because of supply chain issues. It's taken 4 months to get one restaurant renovated. That's done by.
What the manufacturer say about using the phase converter?
They're not crazy about it
Yeah.
because it's designed to run on three-phase power.
Have they had any other installations use them?
I don't know.
The
Yeah.
thing of it is if we buy in more equipment,
Right.
it's got three-phase power, you need to have something up
And
there.
we have reached the point where with continued growth and everything else, if we're going to put any more, like William said, we've reached that point where, if we're going to expand, we need to expand. And we need to be prepared for,
Right.
because
What kind of timeline, we need to find out what kind of timeline Meriwether Lewis will give us. If they can have us three-phase power in 60 or 90 days,
right,
don't worry about
We'll
those.
take that long to get
right.
the crusher
Right.
right.
We just take that 10 grand and put it down and then take that off the total one.
Yeah.
I'd rather go that route myself if they'll give us the time to pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my concern on that
That
is,
way if you have to expand.
Right.
if
I
you
know
got a
where you're
phase
going.
converter, start having issues, they're gonna say, hey, it's where you wanted it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And then we're stuck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
If
I
they have
don't,
problems with the pre-crusher, they're going to say the problem's not with pre-crusher, it's with your phase.
Right.
yeah.
Or if
You
they
call
have
in.
problems with pre-crusher, I would say, well, that phase converter caused these problems. It's your baby, we're not gonna cover it.
And we're looking for long endurance, heavy use,
Yeah.
every day, 7 day a week use.
And that kind of
60 day, if we could have three phase in 60 or 90 days, I would spend money on it personally.
And a lot of the surrounding counties, it was in the news, two people have mentioned it to me, I think Glenn was one of them, that some convenience centers in surrounding counties have stopped taking pieces of furniture and large items.
Oh, really?
Because of
Size.
the issues with the size of it and not having enough employees to deal with it. Pre-crusher eliminates all that. You put it in there and it mashes it up to nothing.
If it'll fit the pre-crusher,
If
it'll,
you can get it, the only thing it won't deal with is mattresses.
enough.
I mean, mattresses are just.
They're just there.
What you do with
Yeah.
You hadn't had any more increases from Buck County, have you?
No. No, we're.
At least fuel's come down a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but Bi County hadn't come back and said, oh, hey.
Oh, yeah, they're not gonna do it
We're
either.
gonna lower your price a little bit. But we have got to start, we've got to figure out how to get 8 tons in every single one of those lines.
I'd say go ahead and order the pre-crusher and see about
Getting
Three-phase.
phases up there.
see what Meriwether Lewis says
I
about
gotta
it.
check on the timeline and see how long they'll let us pay that out. We
They're-
do
yeah.
150,000 over 5 years, and we'll just pay that.
They got low interest.
Yeah, it's like a low interest thing where they can help us out.
I mean, if
With
you had to go
installation,
8 or 10 years, you can always pay off extra.
right?
And that's
Exactly.
without the bind.
Yeah, I mean it's just
You just see what the options are.
Right.
okay. I'll check on the timeline and the terms. How long will they let us stretch that out?
Right. Yeah, I'd rather put 10 grand down on the three phase.
And skip the.
Right. I just,
skip the.
I'm like him, I think that's gonna cause us problems down the road. We got three
three-phase
minutes.
power up there. We can run anything.
Well, I think we could buy something else, like we was talking about that shredder at times. If
Right.
we was to be able to come up with a shredder, you already got the power there for it then.
Right.
Right.
It just depends on, what we
Or if
do.
we, welders or anything, any type of large electrical draw power.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wood grinder or whatever.
Right. The tire cutter, most of this equipment that we've been looking at buying has been available through those purchasing cooperatives that we joined.
Right.
You know, especially, you know, the compactor, the pre-crusher, things like that. Those are things that municipalities and counties all over the country buy all the time. There's contracts on those all the time. Tire cutter, I could not find on any of those purchasing quotes. So Mr. Black wrote up the specifications for a tire cutter and put out an advertisement. And we've had two companies request the specifications to work on a bid for us. So
Okay.
I don't remember exactly when the deadline is. I think it's close to the end of the month. So as soon as those come in, we'll take the best price and I'll get that. And then we can start cutting those tires up.
I saw something in the paper, and I don't remember exactly where, but about a new tire center that takes recycled tires in Lebanon, I think.
Tennessee Tire Recyclers or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and I thought about that, but I don't know how long it's gonna take them to, they just got a grant to buy tire recycling equipment and all this. I don't know how long it's gonna take them to get up and running.
Too low.
And yeah, and we're still, I mean, we're a long ways from Lebanon.
Yeah. But are we as far from Lebanon as we are the Kentucky company?
Oh yeah, it's further from Lebanon.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, Marion, Kentucky is only like 60 miles away.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know where in Kentucky you'd take
Yeah,
it.
the tire place, the other tire place is up in Marion. Now, this grant, I don't know if Tennessee's looking at, you know, it's one of those things that we're danged if we do and we're danged if we don't. If we buy this tire cutter, state of Tennessee is gonna be like, oh, we're gonna provide this service for free to all the counties and, you know, it'll be a piece of equipment we don't need. But if we're not prepared and we don't get it, then, you know, it's.
You'd have another amount of tires.
Right.
They're gonna give them a grant and they're gonna set up shop like, you know, just like Liberty Tire, and they're gonna want $250 a ton for, and we haul them to them. So I think we need to try to tackle the problems we've got with the solutions we've come up with now.
Well, if they got a tire cutter, then they always want to just throw it in regular garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once they're cut, they go right in, put right in a compactor, they get compacted with our regular garbage and it adds to
Yeah,
our
all the way
tonnage.
to it, yeah.
It adds to our tonnage to get our 8 tons and we don't have anything
Right.
in our convenience center.
Right.
This stack up. We've got a solution for the paint. When the paint shows up, we got a 20-yard container up there full of sawdust.
Get those-
People brings paint up there. They got metal grates that fit across that open top box.
Mhm.
They turn the cans upside down and let it go into that sawdust. And once it dries, it's just trash.
Right.
And when the box gets full of dried up sawdust and paint, they'll haul it to Black County, dump it in the dump. All good. So that's one of the, you know, that's one of the things we used to get dinged on all the time. We had all these, you know, all this paint.
Right.
We came up with that. I run it by T-Dec. They said, absolutely, once it dries, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Lance, I'm not trying to take over.
No,
your
it's
meeting.
not. That's good.
The convenience center stickers. And for anybody that may be watching on YouTube, right now, we're not talking about selling stickers or any kind of a charge or anything like that. We simply need a way to quickly identify Houston County residents when they come in the gate or when they're in that facility. So that you don't have to try to walk around the back of their vehicle to find out they've got handicap plates or veteran plates or commercial plates.
Right.
And then you gotta ask them, where do you live, whatever. If we can get these stickers and we ask that question one time, and we, hopefully, we don't get too many people that have belly aches about having a sticker placed on the inside of their windshield. We put that sticker on the inside of the windshield, the next time they show up,
Well, email
Go
in.
through.
Mr. Allen does not want a sticker put on
Ain't
the.
gonna be no sticker on my vehicle.
Come on,
Put some
man.
clear tape to put it on there.
No, you can't
I'll
do
put
that.
on a little piece of plastic, throw it on my dad's.
Right.
No, because you can, if you get 2 or 3 cars, each one of them's gotta have a sticker. You can carry a sticker that you're describing to each car. It doesn't work that way.
You want them fixed to each vehicle, you don't want them.
Just like, do you remember when wheel tax stickers came out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly like that.
what if my cousin that lives over in Stewart County's got a bunch of stuff?
Get your sticker off the dash.
He doesn't want to go to Buy County and pay $100 to get rid of it. Here you go. Here's my sticker.
Yeah,
On this little
exactly,
piece of paper that I slip on the dash.
exactly.
That's what John wants. John wants to help out his cousin.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I know there's going to be some people that don't like it, but
There is.
So we just gotta figure out what the volume of people bringing trash, it's not our trash.
right.
They need to take, out of county trash, out of county, their source.
Those guys tell me every day they're turning people away, and they get cussed at and hollered at and told, "Well, I've been bringing it here for years." Well, you got lucky and you didn't get caught. But
Yeah.
If you've been caught, take your trash and go away.
What if they have their, receipt when they paid their property tax?
Well, and that's, when you look at this was just a bunch of stuff that Vina came up with. And we talked about it. I mean, we'll just start at the top.
Yeah.
And, you know, where do you get these stickers at? And I think the easiest and most sensible place to do it is at the convenience center. As people show up, put a sticker on their window,
Right.
or wherever we decide to do it.
And if there's an issue, they can get their,
It's gonna be a nice looking sticker with the Houston County
The
logo.
dealership put their sticker on the back of my car when I bought it. $40,000 car. Said, you're not getting a check, you take it off. They took it off.
They wanted the money.
I'll be glad to put it on my license plate.
That defeats the purpose.
They still got, you know,
Still got a box.
That's not going on my car.
do you haul the stuff to the dump?
Yes, I did.
You'll have to show them your ID here.
That's fine. I have no problem.
And I guess that's an option too.
Yeah, absolutely no problem.
well, we need to put something out that gives them the opportunity to come to either, what office would be the most convenient to prove their information or what their resident, would that be Robert Brown's office, would that be Joe Hipper's office?
Well,
Would that
see,
be,
I hate to put that on, nobody's gonna be excited about that.
no,
Nobody's gonna
absolutely
say, hey, I wanna do this extra work and I wanna piss people off,
not. Right,
especially as an elected official.
right.
So I think the best place to do it would be at the convenience center. And I mean, if you want a sticker, you go up there, bring, you either have Houston County on your license plate, you get a sticker. If you don't, you show a driver's license, you can get a sticker.
The vast majority of them will be simple.
If you don't live in Houston County and you have an address outside of Houston County, but you pay property tax in Houston County, then they can have a copy of the tax roll that shows that, Joe Smith owns property in Houston County and he pays property taxes so he can dump at our facility. Because he may live in Humphreys County and have property right on the line, and he pays taxes here, but his physical address is in Humphreys County. There are a few people that happens.
So if you have three pickup trucks, you get 3 stickers, one for each vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you might, if you have an old clunker, you don't mind putting a sticker on.
Oh,
Use your clunker to come
Yep.
pick it up.
Get a trash truck.
Don't put your trash in your good truck. Send your good truck the other way, it's a pretty truck.
My wife, a little while back, we had our primary vehicle in Rise Automotive. We got hit by a deer, and Enterprise was the company that we got a rental from, but it had a Michigan tag on it.
Mhm.
So the guy out there was like, he looked at it. He says, "You brought your trash all the way down here from Michigan?" No.
At least they were paying attention.
But they were. That's my
good.
point.
That's me doing the job.
That's my point. He was doing his
You
job.
probably see it, older guy, kind of small. older
Leah
guy.
took it out there. I don't know who did.
But
She made a comment.
right. But the thing is, they have to consciously remember, and when it gets busy out there, it's hard to, I know, because I've been up there and I've done it. I've I've gone up there, I'm like, I'm gonna watch every vehicle that comes in. All of a sudden, 4 come in and you're helping a little old lady with your trash.
Yep.
And it's impossible.
Yeah, it's not.
So anyway, so who gets a sticker? Houston County residents, Houston County property owners, you know, if they're a part-time resident, they live in Nashville, but they have a vacation house on the lake, whatever.
Yeah.
And anybody that pays property taxes in Houston County.
There you go.
How do we prove that? We use license plates, driver's license, property tax rolls. There's several different ways we can figure out who's supposed to be up there and who's not.
Yeah.
Are the stickers to be put on the vehicle by Houston County employee?
I'm gonna say
And I
no.
think,
I'm gonna say no.
no,
If you put it on there, somebody, you damage my vehicle.
right? But it needs to be,
Watch them put it on themselves.
it needs to be, it needs to be affixed to the vehicle so that it can't be shared with, you know,
Right.
cousin Larry down the road that lives in Stewart County.
Let me ask you a question. When you go to a military base, the sticker is on the bumper right in front of right in front of the driver.
Not anymore.
No,
Where are they doing?
you have to show your military
No,
ID.
they don't do them anymore. Wife had some in the middle and some on the side. Yeah.
Huh?
Not
In
anymore.
order to get on the base?
Yeah.
You just have to show your military ID.
Show your ID.
Yeah, they don't put stickers
It's
on
not
cars
easy, I don't
because
know.
of security. That's a quick, easy way to identify military members out.
I got
That
that
could
pass.
happen.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I got out of the military 29
And
years
9/11
ago.
happened, she was parked on 21A, like
Yeah,
from 6 in the morning till 1 o'clock, and finally they went home, and the next day, I think they finally got in about lunchtime.
Wow.
You know,
Okay, never mind. But yeah, I agree with William. I think the
Yeah,
customer
so-
ought to
Yeah,
put.
here's your
put them on.
sticker, it needs to be put on your windshield. Slap it
Yeah.
on.
Come on, the windshield
Thank you.
visible for the,
Thank you very much.
for
Yeah,
the.
and we need to try to put it in the same approximate place, you know, I don't know, top of that, bottom of that, so that
Bottom of that.
whoever's out there knows
Least
exactly
intrusive.
where to look. Are they supposed to be here? If they don't see it, ask.
Yeah.
Let's see, are there limitations on what or amount of something that can be brought in as far as, and I know, I don't, I mean.
Well, we already
I don't think
know.
anything should change.
The shingles and all that.
Shingles,
Shingles, but that's,
and you're not gonna put a mattress through the pre-crusher that you're about to order.
right, no.
So,
but we ought to give them a form telling what we expect and what not, as far as
Well,
what
and that's,
you take and what you
I
don't.
think that's,
And we'll have to take, they have mattresses.
yeah,
Can't go through the crusher or whatever. We gotta do something with it.
we're gonna have to take them. Yeah, and we'll just have to neatly stack them in a open top container, and when it gets full, just have them come and just haul the mattresses off.
Or we ask by county how they, you know,
Right. I think that's what they do.
just put it on big.
that's fine.
I don't know what they do. Let's see, moving on. Gate guard. What type of structure needs to put up for the gate guard? It's not really a gate guard. But I don't, we've talked about this. I don't think we need to put like any type of a building or structure like right at the gate. Because the
Just
way.
back off the road.
Well, I mean, the way everything is set up there, nobody's getting in to dump anything until they pass the building that's already there anyway.
Yeah.
So whoever, you know, if we've got an attendant or two that are helping unload trash and moving boxes and whatever, and we got one person that's all they're doing is just making sure whoever's in there belongs there, they can stay right there up by the road, by the building that's already there.
Yeah.
The door's got a window in it. They can see people coming and going. Those guys can rotate out, especially in inclement weather, when it's hot, when it's cold, whatever. And one of them just be assigned to, hey, it's your job to check every vehicle that comes in. And this is one of those things that eventually, you know, the word will get out to Stewart County, Humphreys County, and the surrounding counties that, hey, don't even try going to Houston County to dump that stuff. They're not going to let you. And then we can, you know, we could probably cut back on personnel. They'll get used to watching for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think if we give it like a 30-day window for everybody to get their stickers, that'll cover most everybody.
Right. And I know there's some people that, I mean, go up there once or twice a year when they do the spring cleaning.
Right.
Yeah. So does this policy need to be approved by the legislative body once decisions on all aspects are made? I believe yes.
Yep.
Left that blank for that, that's for us to discuss.
I thought it had already been discussed.
It had, and this next one is, I don't know how serious the guy was. But there's the new manager over the landfill facility up there. We were texting about something, and he sent me a text that said something to the effect of, you need us to just come up down there and run that facility for you and take that burden off of it. And I sent him a reply back and said, be careful what you ask for. and it piqued my interest enough that I called him and said, hey, you sent this message. Is this something that could possibly be discussed? And he kind of backtracked a little bit. He said, he said it would have to be up to our board of directors. But he said there's a lot of new leadership on the board of directors coming in September. So that might be an option. They've already got the mechanism in place to do, they have convenience center fees for Bi-County that they bill Stewart County and Montgomery County. And I'm not advocating for convenience center fees or anything, but I think it's something that we need to look into, because 20 years ago, Houston County had the opportunity to be a part of Tri-County.
Yeah.
And
Which is Tri-County.
well, Tri-County is what Bi-County could have been if Houston County had been a part of
That
it.
would probably been a good thing.
Well, at the time,
Yeah.
county leadership decided not to be a part of it. And I'm sure they had their reasons. I don't know. I'm not trying to second guess. But if that is a possibility, is that something we want? I think we would be foolish not to explore letting them.
I just remember what was said when we were on the verge of the state taking us over, and I said, how are they gonna make everything work? And they just raise taxes. And that might be the same thing with Bi-County. How will they make it? They'll just raise the price.
Well, I think we need to find that.
Right. I mean,
We're headed in the right direction.
But that is the option.
The facility looks good. It's gonna get better. We got a plan for our hoppers. We got a plan working on the paint. Tire cutters about to fall into place. About to get. If you could get all that into place, and then we can figure out, get rid of maybe 10 to 20% of the waste coming in that we don't need.
right. We might be able to just keep rocking and rolling.
We might be able to keep rocking and rolling, or we'll just have it in a really good position so that they might say, hey,
Right. You
That's
guys are
all.
just in the shape.
right.
Now we want that.
But I'd investigate it if I were you.
I think the stickers will show more. I mean, we'll have an answer on that in 90 days.
Yeah, it'll.
Who's not supposed to be there? That may be a big number, or it may be, well, that was,
Are you planning on any more employees up there than there are now? I guess you let them at least 3, won't you? Let them
Yeah,
one
I'm
stickers.
actively, right now I've got 4 up there. And I think we're slated for 6. So
Right.
I need to hire a couple more. But until we get some more of these details ironed out, I've been hiring,
We
but
don't
I've
have
been
anything
hiring
to
to
do.
replace the ones that have left. But
Right.
with the new fiscal year, our higher pay scale is going into place. So people that work out there are happier.
Yeah.
They're making a little better money. They're,
looks nicer.
it's a little more,
The dust
it's a
was
little
there.
more lucrative job. So they're like, hey,
You're not
close to
walking in-
home, I'm making decent money. I don't want to lose. I don't want to mess this up.
Looks cleaner, works
Yeah.
cleaner.
Now, with all of this said, and with these new stickers and everything, and making these changes, this is a good time for us to come up with some kind of a policy, or not just a policy, but a policy and a flyer and a handout that list expectations. mean, Tennessee state law says that if you're hauling trash or garbage, it's supposed to be tarped and secured.
Yeah.
That never happens in Houston County. I mean, even the professional trash haulers don't tarp and secure their loads.
After you got to
Well, when-
mentioning about that, you see a bunch of bags in the road, like come off the trash
Whole
hauls.
whole bags of garbage. I can't tell you how many I picked up off of Fire Tower Road going on my way up there.
And there was one on 13 South around the S curves. Somebody lost several bags today,
Yeah.
right when it started pouring
But if
down
it's
rain.
piled up to the top of them cattle racks up there, but if you're at the rock crusher with a dump truck, they don't let you out the door with, overload or something like that. And it might be where if they see somebody coming in with it rounded up over the top, the guys at the landfill ought to be saying, hey, y'all need to get it down to standard tops or below, not rounded up over.
That's why
And probably need to tell them
we need
to have it
we need to put
netted.
that out in this 30
Right.
to 45-day window, 30 to 60-day
Right.
window, where we're giving these stickers out. Give them out with a flyer. Here's expectations. If you're going to use this facility, when you come in the gate, your load has to be tarped. It has to be
Right.
secured. I mean, maybe not tarped. but
Dark
at least-
netted.
Like a
At
net or
least,
something,
at least
right.
put some kind of a net on it, or, a rope.
At
tied-
least, right, and standards are below, not
Yeah.
rounded up over where the
Just-
wind can blow it
To
over.
stop the litter issue that we've got in Houston County. And I know some people are gonna be like, they're gonna be pissed off. I mean,
As up this Shiloh, we eating lunch one day. And we eating lunch too, and I went to leave, there's a bag or two of garbage in the road. McCarty County there, but it was,
you
it
can
was,
follow, you can follow them like bread.
right,
Who dropped this trash? I know, just keep following. I've had people call me and tell me, hey, so-and-so just drove by here on Jim Clark Road, lost 2 bags of trash. And I call that trash hauler. Hey, you just lost 2 bags of trash. No, I didn't. Did you just drive down Jim Clark Road? Yeah. Well, so-and-so,
you've been spotted.
somebody on Jim Clark Road called me and said that you dropped 2 bags of trash. Why would they call me and tell me that
Right.
if you didn't? And you just drove down Jim Clark Road, so you know you did. And it's usually one guy. It happens all the time.
But like the guy with the that's watching for stickers ought to be watching the commercial people and say, y'all need to be tarped or netted coming in here.
And it needs to
Oh,
be,
yeah.
look,
Right.
here's your warning, go dump that.
And the
The
net,
next load you bring
Right.
in needs to be secured,
right,
or you're gonna have to take it to Black County, you're not bringing it in.
but the netting is not that hard to put on it. It's not that expensive either, it just takes
Right.
just a minute or two to put it on.
It's a whole lot cheaper to keep it in a truck
Yeah,
than it
right.
is to have
Your litter
the
crew out
the
there.
litter crew out there paying gas and 2 people to oversee a trustee or the trustees to go out and pick up this stuff.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later,
They
it's
go out
just
and
like
pick
it
up a whole
was.
highway, yeah, and they go out and pick up a
Right.
whole highway, miles of highway. Like you said, 2
2
days
days
later,
later.
they look like they've been there in a
Right.
month. Beer cans and soda pop bottles, and whole bags of trash, boxes, and everything else. So
Possibly.
this is an opportunity for us to put those expectations in the newspaper, put them in a
A
flyer or
handout,
something
right,
we can hand
right.
out. Hey, here's your sticker. Here's what you gotta do to continue to use this facility.
Keep it clean, keep the county clean.
Houston County beautiful.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, you can say, tarp or netting.
Yeah, there's some way to secure the loads.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's ridiculous.
Kind of have your trash separated on the truck so that you get in and out quicker. You don't have to dig around find.
I mean, as much as I go up there, it saddens me sometimes to drive up Fire Tower Road.
Yeah.
It looks awful. I mean, I'm so glad I don't live on that road.
It's not as bad in other counties. I mean, like over in Dixon County, you go out by their place and it's, you don't see that.
Right.
It's an opportunity for us to try to.
Yeah,
help
because
keep-
that's the way
help
we've
keep-
always done
Help
it.
keep the county
Right.
clean. Right, yeah, I mean,
And just the way, that's the way you've always done it,
We
doesn't mean
gotta-
that's the way you need to do it.
we gotta start doing better.
Yeah.
We just gotta do better. All right, and then this is the last thing that we have on our list, is how many stickers need to be ordered. I talked to Robert Brown, and there's roughly 7,500 to 8,000 registered vehicles in Houston County. The more stickers you order, the cheaper they are. I just.
And then you're gonna need some more as time goes on too.
Right.
Yeah,
I did a quick Google search and I found some, you can get something custom printed, 3" by 2" with a Houston County logo or something on it.
2022 or
They're, yeah, well, I was.
Is it gonna be an every year thing, right? We're gonna need a yearly thing?
I
Well,
don't know. I just,
maybe, I mean, eventually. These, the ones that I looked at are UV protected, they're supposed to last for 5 years. Stick on the inside of the windshield.
It's so much 1,000 or
They're 22 cents a piece if you get 10,000 of them.
what's it?
Oh, $2,200
Oh,
for 10,000.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a lot, but that's about what it costs. That's 4 half empty boxes.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, it's really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not much.
not much at all.
Not when we're spending 28 to 35,000 a month. You know, disposal.
Right.
Okay.
I think get 10,000 and get a gross of them.
you're gonna use them sooner or later anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
And then,
We don't need to have a black market on things.
well, I mean, right now, I mean, since
They
we're
got,
just,
they
since
need
we're just
some kind
getting,
of identifier. in it.
Right.
since we're just getting these out to identify who lives in Houston County, you know, they don't really need, they don't need numbers on them or
Right.
a year or
Yeah,
anything.
right.
Now, if we get to the point where like, okay, now we've got to have some kind of a convenience center fee or some kind of a mechanism to bring in revenue, we come up with a different sticker that has a year on it. Take the old one off, and here's your 2023.
And that's really what that thing needs. It needs some revenue generated for it, you know.
It does.
But
But this will start.
I don't want to jump to revenue until we've done everything we
Right.
can to cut costs. I mean,
Right.
and limited to just county residents is going to help save money.
Yeah.
Getting 8,000 pounds plus in each one of those boxes is going to save us money.
Yeah.
And if we can do that and we can operate it with the tax revenue that has been operating it, we just keep going the way we're going.
I agree.
But we gotta, something's gotta change. We
You gotta
can't,
own it.
we can't continue,
You gotta own
our costs have gone up 50%.
Right.
And we either gotta figure out a way to reduce costs or we gotta increase revenue.
Well,
That crusher will make a lot of difference.
Yeah, it will.
get this hospital thing settled, I mean, and
That's
gonna free up some funds to help on all this other stuff.
And the EMS.
Right.
Okay.
Any other thoughts on these stickers?
At the moment, no.
So we're not gonna charge anybody, we're just handing them out to residents.
Just-
Okay,
yeah,
I think that's a good
It's
place to
simply,
start.
it's simply for identification
Right.
purposes only, so people can be quickly identified as you belong.
Okay.
Because
And the vast majority of it, just, you'll see a driver's license or a tag and give your sticker, put it on.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we'll just have to have a couple of people up there in the first couple of weeks, you know, we'll just have to have 2 people up there, you know, one can stand, you know, near the front of the vehicle or by the door, and the other one can stand at the back, and say, oh, yeah, it's got a Houston County tag, here's your sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and, oh, this one's got commercial plates, you know, check his driver's license,
Right.
you know, I mean, it could be that easy. I mean,
Right.
It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out process, I mean, 2-3 minutes for each person, and then eventually everything's done. But there's so many people that don't even, I mean, have their trash picked up, they don't even, I go up there more on, I mean, I've been up there more on business since I've been county mayor than I ever did. And,
Yeah.
You know, the years I've lived here, I mean, I've very rarely have I gone up there.
Like, hanging out.
Well, I mean, some people love to go up there. I don't know why, but and sometimes I go up there and I'm like, man, what are you doing here? Whatever.
Unauthorized scavenging.
No, it's
Not anymore.
just people that nothing else better to do. Go up there and talk about how bad the duck looks. Take pictures. No. I wish people would go up there and take more pictures now.
What about the entrance gate and all that in the front? Is there any funds to do anything with that right now, or?
I don't know yet. Not
Okay.
right now. I mean, I
It's
want
not a have to,
I
right?
want to get. I'd like to get all this equipment and stuff done, but yeah, the whole fit. I mean, that whole thing needs to be pulled
Right.
out.
All that stuff's really gone up, all the steel for the
Oh,
post and the gate or anything.
Yeah.
You know,
It has indeed.
any kind of commercial strength and stuff like that.
The relationship with Bi-County, is it good? Everybody, Getting better.
It's good and getting better. Yeah. We got ACT has got our truck, and they're trying to get our truck. Right, we've been trying to get that truck going to move the boxes around inside the facility for several months now. And every time we make some headway, something else breaks. Well, now our boxes need to be repaired. Wade knows what kind of shape they're in. Have you been up there lately?
From moving them with the loader or?
From moving them, just every. I mean, just
Loader's the worst thing you can do with them boxes.
yeah. The loaders, it really is. It's the worst thing you can do with it because you're pushing the things sideways.
Right.
They're designed to move one direction
Yeah.
this way. They got two sets of wheels on them. That's all they do. Roll back
Yeah.
and forth. Well, we're moving them this way.
It's breaking wheels off.
And yeah. So if they'll start using that truck to move the boxes inside the yard, it's less wear and tear on the boxes. But also, I need the truck running because to get the boxes repaired, I found a machine or a fabrication shop in Cunningham. Can't remember the name of it, but that's who Bi-County uses.
Okay.
And they
So
said
they're
if
experienced
we
with it,
will, if we will get the boxes to them, they've got CNC machines, they've got brakes, they've got everything they need. You know, if they need hinges or latches or whatever, they
Yeah,
can custom
they got
make
all
all of that stuff and get our boxes fixed back up so Bi-County's happy.
Who you gonna have to drive the truck to carry them up there?
Oh, one of the guys up there
Do you have a
has
CDL?
got a CDL.
Okay.
Yeah, Sid, one of our newer guys up there.
It's guys with a CDL now, they make pretty good money.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
So he can deliver those boxes
Okay.
out there, deliver one out there, get it fixed,
Okay.
and go out there and bring it back and
take another, bring it.
take another one and bring the repaired one back. Two of our boxes right now are being held shut. When they go to Bi-County, they're being held shut with ratchet straps. Because all the latches are broken.
That would be good, taking it to somebody who's used to working on that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And
Well, I tried to find a welder. The only one I know is really working.
like everybody else,
Putting
right?
money in his own pocket.
Right. The price of steel and everything else, yeah.
And then, I got a hold of two and that were recommended to me. Well, one of them is doing work out, staying on a pipeline, and he just wanted to fix a box every once in a while when we come home to visit or whatever. Well, that doesn't really work for us.
Right.
And the other one didn't want to give us a certificate of insurance and W-9 and all that. He just wanted to be paid cash under the table.
Right, you can't do that.
As a government entity, can't do that either. So,
Yeah.
so I called Bi-County. I said, do y'all use anybody outside of your facility? Because they do a lot of the repairs there themselves. They have maintenance guys that fix little things on their boxes. They said when they get one that's really broke or in bad shape, they send it to this place. So,
Try one, see how it works.
yeah. So we're gonna do that. And hopefully if we can get the truck running good enough that it can make it out there and back, then I know it'll be good enough to move boxes in the yard and they don't have to use the loader to push them things around and tear them up.
What about the, last bill, the cardboard compactor?
It's what,
Do we have a source for the cardboard?
and sometimes it's a little difficult to get them to come and get it. They wanna wait till we've got,
Got a load.
they wanna wait till we got 15 or 20 pallet
Right.
or bundles,
I understand
which is
that.
fine, but we start getting limited on space, and then I call them. Yeah, there's a place over in Waverly. It's a hood container.
Yeah.
They come over and get them.
I spent all weekend over there.
Lucky guy, we, yeah.
We busted lines and stuff. We worked over
I thought you
13
learned how to
hours
weld
Friday,
car
12
doors.
hours Saturday.
Yeah. Good, cool weather, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah,
Fab stuff, put it in.
yeah.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Okay. Now, what about your Perigo Communications?
Oh, yeah.
Cameras and,
Yep.
and this would include training and what kind of warranties come to stuff too, like lightning and stuff like that?
I don't know what kind of warranty, I don't need to call and ask him about that.
But I'd like going with a local person like this. If you
Yeah,
had a little
I mean,
problem, a
and-
5-minute fix, they could just run out there and
That's
take care of it.
And he,
mine.
Yeah.
They don't vibrate on wall.
Only
He's
thing
the-
I see, they've got 8 megapixel on the picture. Will that picture quality be good enough?
Right, it needs to be a good one, right. There'd be something you might create a license
Yeah,
plate
hey.
with.
8 megapixels is pretty good. I mean, it's not the
Yeah.
best. I mean, an iPhone is, I think, like 12. But
I know like with a deer cam and stuff, 8 megapixel, it gets pretty blurry pretty quick.
It'd be nice to have something where, you know, if you had one coming in where you could read the license plates too.
One or two of them, you know,